What's up, guys? Iceman here. So in this video, I'm going to check out this combo that a few of you have been recommending in the comments below in my previous videos. Now, my initial impression was that Lawbringer would just simply be better coupled with Grief, if we're going to compare one of these two items with Grief. The other one being Azure Wrath? Is that how you say? Let me know in the comments below. Azure Wraith? No, it's Azure Wrath. Because this does not have Decrepify like what Lawbringer has. And I think Lawbringer is a great item. Granted, when you're whirlwinding, you can't proc the Decrepify anyway. So come to think of it, this is probably actually better for Whirlwind. But there's a few other mods that just make it very notable. One of which is the Sanctuary Aura, which does a massive amount of damage to undead, to the enemies that have the aura applied to them, or the effect of the aura applied to them anyway. Basically, if they're in this vicinity of where these sparkly thingies are, and if they're undead, they're going to take extra damage. And perhaps even better in many examples, to my understanding anyway, if they're immune to physical, say, the undead, the Sanctuary Aura will break their physical immunity, and they'll just take a ton of damage from you. So it's a great item. And I decided to put a Shale Rune in this thing, just for some extra IS. I haven't checked the breakpoints, so I'm just going to pop the Shale in there and hope for the best. A few other notable mods, which may be underlooked, I don't know, is the 250 to 500 magic damage, which is quite impactful in Diablo 2. Basically in D2, enemies in Hell especially are highly resistant to all the elements, but the one that they're not highly resistant to is magic damage. You will find some, of course, that are immune to magic damage, but they're quite rare. And the 250 to 500 cold damage. And these are, they have good minimum damage too, so it's not to be underlooked. And I'll show you the rest of the gear just real quick. It has a High Lords, has an Ariats, has a Fortitude, and I do want to try this build with an Enigma, so stay tuned for a video like that. I wanted some Mana Leech, so I got it from the Mantled Heal. Laying of Hands for IS and damage to demons. String of Ears. And another Raven Frost, so the cannot be frozen is kind of redundant here. But that's fine. And Go Rider. So here now I'm going to make the Grief. Which is probably the most desirable item on this character, on this... Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at that! That's a perfect grave! I saw the 400 and then I noticed the even 40 IES. Holy freaking toad. Hell yeah. What do you guys think about that? That nice thick Grief? Let me know in the comments below, but okay. So, a perfect Grief. Oh my god, I haven't done that. I mean, I've probably rolled maybe like 15 Griefs in my time. And definitely never rolled a 40/400. I think I rolled like a 398 one time, but it had like 37 or 38 IS. This thing is, that's a hog. But okay. So there's the whirlwind damage, and it's not going to display it on screen here, the Grief damage. So the top one is what my Grief is doing, but it's doing a hell of a lot more than that. Saying how it's like the best one-handed melee weapon in the game. And in the recent changes for D2R, I think it's the best for Whirlwind, basically, because the two-handed weapon Whirlwind thing, as far as I understand it, it really has received the shaft up the ass, unfortunately. Because you're just hitting twice as frequently with a weapon in each hand. And there are some other factors involved with their recent changes, but as far as I see it, a weapon in each hand pretty much dominates when it comes to Whirlwind. So obviously you're going to want to have at least a Grief in one hand if you're looking for DPS optimization. So I maxed out Sword Mastery, or Blade Mastery rather now. I maxed out Whirlwind, which doesn't have any synergies. And just the basic stuff. I put 1 point into Berserk, and then I maxed out Battle Orders. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be probably the highest, the most efficient killer in terms of my Whirlwind build videos that I have this. Oh, here's some. Oh my god! you see what it did to those? Oh my, it just destroys it. Look at this. It pushes them back, which is kind of convenient. That's especially going to be convenient in the Chaos Sanctuary. That, of course, is all from the Sanctuary Aura. But look at how fast it kills them. Holy shit. Okay, let me go to the Trav. Let's see how well... I mean, this is just beginner crap, obviously. The Blood more, but... Let me go try the Trav. We'll see how well he does that. And there's no undead. Obviously, the Council are all demons. So, it's not an optimal place for this, but... It's gonna be fine. To my understanding, half the demons in the game, roughly, are undead. So, having that Sanctuary Aura is a pretty big deal, alright? So, let's go to the Trav. And keep in mind, with these test videos that I've been making for this Iceman Research Diablo 2 Institution video compilation, I haven't been using a mercenary. So keep that in mind. Like, with this guy, I could have like a Pride Might Act 2 mercenary. Okay, here we go. Couple whirlwinds. I think it's going to go pretty quick. Yeah, look at how fast it's killing him. This is only players 1. Now, I would speculate I'm going to benefit greatly in a higher player count using this Azure Wrath. Alright, Azure Wrath? Using this Azure Wrath is going to benefit significantly. Because it's just going to be so damn compacting that damage is emitting to undead. So let me go to the Frigid Highlands. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you will, hit that like button. Become a patron or a channel member. If you want to support me, hit that join button. Appreciate you guys, and blessings to my patrons. Blessings to my channel members. May peace be with you, and may you have many wives. Let me... Oh my god, look how fast he's killing these guys. Let me know if you guys have been playing Diablo. I've been itching to probably play some Diablo 1 in the not-too-distant future. Belzebub mod. I do want to play some of that World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King. It is a spiritual journey. As long as you don't cut yourself short and rob yourself of joy by purchasing gold or whatever and just letting everyone rush you through the dungeons. You know, you gotta be like some self-found group and just enjoy the game. Some of my fondest moments, my short-lived experience in playing World of Warcraft, are just chilling out in Elwyn Forest. Is that what it is? At the beginning as the Alliance. Play the Alliance, in my opinion, the Horde. They just like to ravage, destroy, and burn, and their little towns look like shit. Just a bunch of huts and all that. So the Alliance has elegance to them, and castles and shit, and beautiful wilderness and woods that they can explore early on. So play the Alliance, man. And but let me know if you guys are up for seeing some of that stuff as well. But I have quite a few D2R videos to make. And I do want to experiment a lot more with this guy. But let me know if you guys have been playing any Diablo or whatnot. And as many of you know, I'm kind of optimistic for Diablo 4. I know you guys can talk shit in the comments if you want. But I think it's looking pretty good so far. And I don't need to go on about why. I've done that many times. But I'll probably make some videos on it in the not too distant future. And just the next quarterly update or whatever. Or the skills and all that. But yeah, I have some, you know, the items and the DPS and the numbers and all that bullshit. I don't know, but the skills have their base damage and all that, so I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. But let me try the Chaos Sanctuary with this barbarian. So here's on the way. So these guys, not undead, not demon, and look how fast it kills them. Not benefiting from my laying of hands demon damage against them. Not benefiting from the Sanctuary. Look at the Sanctuary knock these guys back, and I think that's going to be quite effective. And it's going to be quite defensive as well in the Chaos Sanctuary. Because as a Whirlwind Barbarian, you can quite easily get bombarded by the Doom Knights and all that bullshit. And the Venom Lords or Pit Lords or whatever. Obviously it's not going to push back the Pit Lords, but it's going to push back half them thugs that are attacking you, alright? You see that? Yeah, especially against something like Lord Desace. Which I'm reminded now, maybe one of the lacking things in this guy, in this setup, is that these phase blades, depending on where you look, they have a quite minimal range adder to them. All right. Oh my God! Look at this destroy. Ugh. this might... I'd like to compare this with, say, Grief and Last Wish, and say Grief and Grief. I guess I'll have to make a nice little 4,400 Grief pop out of thin air to match this nice one I have. But I'd like to see how this compares, because the Sanctuary is a pretty big deal here, and at least half the minions in this Chaos Sanctuary are undead. I mean, it seems like it might... I think it's more than half. You have the Doom Knights are undead. You have the these things, caster things. Look at how this is just destroying. What an epic combo this would make, especially if early on. Like if you could get your little paws on an Azure Wrath, just find like an Umrune or some shit and trade for it, 'cause like nobody uses it anyway. That's just kind of rare is all. Get that. I mean, I would say couple it with whatever the hell you can. Couple it with, unfortunately, it's going to have to be a sword. Or a dagger, for that matter. If you were to couple that shit with, like, a head striker, you'd probably do quite well. Even without something like Fortitude. It would be a hog, I think, this build. Say you have Dury Shell, you have Head Striker, you have Azure Wrath. I mean, hell, I should probably try that. I'll try it at level 88, just kind of if you're broke, you know? I mean, because you can get this Azure Wrath like an Umrune, can't you? There's another rare. Look at him destroy! Holy toad! You could have like a point into Frenzy if you wanted. Look at him, Frenzy! Oh my god! Oh my god! Shit! Oh, now he's spinning too fast. I don't know if that's beneficial. The Frenzy and then Whirlwind, you're spinning too damn fast. He's not hitting more per second, is he? He's just moving faster on the ground, I think is what it is. Let me know in the comments below if any of you pro tippers have the answer to that. I'm quite pretty damn sure. I just don't like to trust anything till it's in the sack. But pretty damn sure he ain't gonna be hitting faster. You know, he's just moving fast on the ground. Alright, which could be to his detriment when you're trying to like kill single enemies and things like that. But oh my god, this guy's wrecking, man. There's that amulet I found earlier. He's not gonna be the best for bosses, but he's not gonna be a slouch either. I mean, you might just want to frenzy him. Nah, you want to whirlwind him. He's probably lacking on AR. Oh yeah, look at the AR. Even though Grief has the ITD on it, that's only applicable to basically trash mobs. It's not applicable in any way, to my understanding, against champions, elites, bosses, and uniques. But it does, however, pierce target defense in addition to that, which is why it has that as well. If ITD was applicable to bosses, obviously, it wouldn't need the piercing target defense, because you'd always have a 95% chance to hit them anyway. Your max chance to hit them. But because that's not the case, they give you the nice target defense pierce as well, which this does not have. Depending on your breakpoints, really, I'd have to look into this. I was probably alright without even putting the Shell Rune in this. It might have been doing the same amount of hits per second anyway. I just didn't test it. So really, I'd probably want to put an Eth Rune in here. Because I like making, you know, relatively budget things most of the time. So, I mean, I just find it a little bit more interesting to explore those builds. Not that this is that, but like say, obviously I could put like a 40-15 Jewel in that thing. But what about an Eth Rune? I mean, you're gonna be, because on this hand it doesn't have ITD. And Whirlwind, everyone makes mention of that, how it kind of sucks when it comes to chance to hit, basically. So often you want to have Angelics set with this, but then of course you're missing out on Hylor's Amulet, the nice attributes that comes along with. So I think, I mean, how you put an Eth Rune in that Azure Wrath, and this guy would be absolute hog. I should just do that. But let me know what you guys think about this build. What other combinations do you want to see? I think this is cray-cray. Yeah, I'm going to put a note on that, man. I'm going to, first off, I want to try like an Enigma build with this guy. Because I could put on, I'm thinking G-Face. I could put on Iceman. I could put on No, 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 that wouldn't be the case. You don't want to do that. Because G-Face, I think, would go great with Last Wish and Enigma. Because you'll get all your resist then from the Last Wish Fade proc. So you won't need like a resist on your armor or anything like that. Or on your helm for that matter, so you'd be missing out on a lot of res. But then you could still easily max out your res with Last Wish. Have some Fade going on for some DR. And then just get some Deadly Strike and more Crushing Blow from the G-Face. And you'll look cool. I like how G-Face is like a great helm or winged helm look. That's like classic D2 back in the day. Barbarians would be wearing those great helms, basically, the rare ones. So they remind me of like classic D2 stuff. But of course, I think Arius looks cool too. But yeah, let me know what you guys are interested in seeing on this. Like the video if you will. Become a Patreon or a channel member. Blessings to you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace be with you.